Hey, it's Luke here. I'm a spiritual therapist, and in this video I want to respond to there's kind of an article and things going around at the moment. It's been seen in The Guardian about this idea that depression is not caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. This is the kind of, I can see it kind of coming into kind of mainstream culture now, and I want to create a video kind of responding to this, because we've actually known this for a long time. There is no evidence really at all that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. There are links between low serotonin levels and depression, yes, but there is no direct evidence to suggest that depression is caused by low serotonin levels. This is a really good thing when you grasp this. So I'm going to talk a lot about this, and I'm going to talk you through what is the cause of your depression, or even if you're not depressed, just general feelings of unhappiness, general feelings of what the Buddha termed suffering. Any kind of feeling of unhappiness, unease, discomfort, anxiety, fear, suffering, all of those kind of emotions that plague millions and millions of humans. I want to talk you through what causes them and how to find rest from these feelings, to actually overcome them and find peace. So there is very little, if any, evidence that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain. I really want you to not kind of feel bad about this or anything like that. I really am so glad that this is coming to light now, because we have known this for a very long time. I think a big reason why people haven't really talked about it too much is because of the fact that big kind of pharmaceutical industries and the healthcare system and the government, all of those things, they just are very aware that antidepressants for depression are very convenient. They're low cost, they're very quick to administer, much easier than talking therapies, for example, which are much more expensive. There is no or very little evidence that depression is caused by chemical imbalance in the brain. The cause of depression is the incessant and consistent negative thinking patterns circling through your mind. That is the cause of depression. It is the consistent negative thoughts circling through your mind. Cognitive behavioral therapy shows this very well, because your thoughts lead to your feelings. So if you're constantly labeling the world, labeling yourself, labeling other people in a negative way, interpreting it in a negative way, your feelings are going to match that, because your thoughts lead to feelings. So this is how people become imprisoned in their own personal hell, because they are completely in the grip of a consistent negative commentary circling through their mind. So this is why two people can go through the exact same situation. Let's say that two people in the exact same kind of situation, maybe it's two men, they both have loving wives, two children, in the same job, they both lose their job in the same day. We know that one of them, well, as you've seen, one of them can fall incredibly depressed, withdraw from the world, become so isolative, and actually even commit suicide over that event, while another person could feel fine. They might feel a little bit sad, but they'll overcome it, they'll go get another job, and they'll be fine. We know that this can happen. Why is that? It's because of the way each person is interpreting the event. It is the way you interpret the world that causes your feelings. This is the cause of depression. Also the cause of anxiety, fear, guilt, shame. All of these things relate to the way your mind is thinking and talking to you. Now, I know for some of you that are watching this, you might become quite angry at this. You might get quite frustrated. You might not like hearing it, because it sounds like what I'm saying is that your problems don't matter or aren't real. I am not saying that. I am very aware that there are probably a lot of challenges in your life. How do I know that? You're human. I'm also aware that some people do seem to suffer and go through more challenges than others. Yes, I understand. I'm not saying that your problems aren't real. I'm not saying that you don't have to deal with them and honour them, and that there's not hardship in your life. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is the cause of depression, anxiety disorders, these sorts of things, is the way your mind is thinking, the thinking patterns going through your mind. Now, this is why my videos have helped so many people, because the current method of treating these sorts of things is cognitive behavioural therapy, which focuses on changing your negative thinking patterns to more positive thinking patterns. That can be helpful, yes, but it's quite difficult to do, because particularly when these thinking patterns are so ingrained within you. The way that I show people to overcome their suffering is through what I call transcending thought. I refer to it as transcending the thoughts of your mind. Now, the East have been aware of this for thousands of years. The West are just catching up. I'm not claiming ownership of any of this. I'm just sharing it with you. That there is a way where you don't need to change your thoughts. You simply stop listening to them. You simply stop listening to the thoughts of your mind. Now, let me just speak a bit more about this, because some of you might feel quite annoyed about this. You might be struggling to believe it, all of these things. You might want to quickly click off. You don't want to listen anymore. But just hear me out, and then you can see whether these words bear truth. So the thinking mind, that I often call it, is what I refer to the consistent commentary that is going through your mind from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. From the moment your eyes open in the morning, you may not have noticed before because there's been no awareness of it. That's fine. But from the moment your eyes open in the morning, what seems to happen is your mind begins talking, thinking, constantly. There is so much noise in your mind, and you may not have even been aware of it up until this point, because you think that that's normal, and you think that it's you. You think that you are your mind. I'm going to try to get through to you now. You are not your mind. You are the observer of your mind. So when your eyes open in the morning, what you might find is your mind starts chattering away consistently and unconsciously without you having any say in the matter. Have you noticed? You wake up in the morning and your mind will instantly start churning away. It will start thinking about the day ahead. It will start thinking about the things that you did yesterday. It will start labelling you as certain ways. It will start labelling other people in certain ways. It will start chatting away, talking, thinking of its own accord. And you, very often, have only little to say in the matter. Have you noticed? And for most people, because they've been through relatively negative past experiences, this self-talk in the mind develops a certain negative tone. Because your internal monologue is influenced by your experiences. So if you've had negative experiences, it will start to develop a negative tone, and your thoughts lead to feelings. So if you wake up in the morning and instantly your mind starts churning away, I'm worthless. Have you noticed your mind can say things like that? It'll even speak to you in the second person. You're worthless. Has it done that to you? You're such an idiot. Oh, why did you do that? Who's saying that? Is it you? Do you want to speak to yourself like that? Would you speak to a friend like that? Can you stop speaking to yourself like that if you want to? No? Who's saying it? It's the unconscious conditioned mind. Your mind is conditioned to just constantly keep thinking over and over again. And these thoughts are completely unconscious patterns. In the same way, you are not beating your heart. You are not breathing. Your heart's just pumping. Your lungs are just going in and out. It's just happening, right? You're not doing any of that. It's just happening. In the same way, you are not thinking your thoughts for the majority of the day. They are happening to you. Your mind will constantly think about past or future events because it's trying to keep you alive. That's what the mind's job is to do. To keep thinking about the future so you can prepare for it, or keep thinking about the past, most likely negative things of your past. And the reason why it's doing that is because it wants you to learn how to not make them happen again. It's the mind, what it does. It thinks about past and future constantly. And what that causes you to do is miss the peace of the present moment. So yes, there are challenges in your life. I understand. Yes, there are problems. Yes, there are things you need to deal with. And yes, there's probably a lot of hardship that you've been through, or perhaps are even currently going through. I understand. The reason why humans suffer so much is because they cannot find rest from their problems. They cannot find rest from their suffering. So I want to show you how to find rest now. I want you to look up from your device, or from whatever you're listening or hearing me from. Just look up. I want you to just become, just for now, fully alert to your present moment. Just look around where you are. As you listen to me speak, really become alert to your surroundings. Maybe you're walking in nature, maybe you're walking through town, maybe you're in your room and it's quite quiet. Wherever you are, become alert to your surroundings, and I'm going to ask you right now, where is a problem? So as soon as I say that, your mind might come up with a lot of things. You've not got enough money in your bank account. You're in a problem with your relationship right now. You haven't got enough friends. You don't like your job. You've got a stressful day at work coming up tomorrow. Yes, okay. Right now, in this moment, where is a problem? For the majority of you, if not all of you, I can be pretty confident there isn't a problem. Why? Because you're watching this video. If there was a challenge in your life, if there was something you needed to be dealing with, okay, you'd be dealing with it, really. If there was something immediate that you needed to deal with that was causing you threat, you'd be dealing with it. The fact that you're here watching these videos suggests to me that right now, you're quite safe. Okay, you might not have enough money as you'd like to have, okay. You might have to pay your rent next week and you haven't got enough money, okay. I understand. In this moment, the present moment, your now, how is that affecting you? Really? As you become really alert to your present moment, can you sense, and even just slightly, an essence of peace now? So, if there's no immediate threat in the present moment now, what is the thing able to cause you all of that suffering? It's your thoughts. You are thinking about the day ahead, or things from your past, or labelling yourself as bad, labelling yourself as worthless, telling yourself stories about yourself that I'm a failure, I'm no good, I'm worthless, I'm unlovable, no one will ever love me, I'll be alone forever, I've failed in my job, I've failed in my marriage. These stories that get circling through your mind are causing your depression. The way out of the stories of your mind and the way out of your thoughts is moving your attention away from those thoughts and into something else, which is usually the present moment. As you can move your attention into the present moment and just become alert to your present moment and drop the labels, drop the thoughts, drop the stories just for a moment, where is the suffering then? Do you see how that works? The majority of your suffering is caused by thought, the thinking mind, the way you are thinking and interpreting the world. As you move your attention away from that and into the present moment, the feelings that are being inflicted by those thoughts dissolve with them. Now, your mind can argue with this a lot. I understand. This is what I refer to as transcending thought. Because for most people, what's happening is they are so in the grip of their thinking mind. There is no awareness of the fact that you do not have to listen to your mind if you don't want to. Because you know deep down, even if you haven't fully grasped it yet, you know you are not your thoughts. Of course you're not. Which thought are you? Are you that one? They're constantly changing, right? Which thought are you? Are you that one or are you that one? They're constantly changing. So you're not your thoughts. You are not that voice in your head. You are the one hearing it. The problem is your thoughts have possessed you. They've taken over you and you have lost control of them. So your thoughts are running of their own accord and they are thinking negative thoughts. They are telling you stories about yourself. They are bullying you. They are being horrific to you. They are causing you to be lost in your own personal hell. The way out of it is awareness. The moment you can become aware that there is an essence of yourself that exists beyond thought, what is happening then is you are realizing yourself fully for the first time. This is what the East calls self-realization, but the capital S. It is the essence of you that exists beyond thought. This is the process of transcending the thinking mind. As you've become fully alert to your present moment, what's happening is you are withdrawing yourself, which we can call awareness. Okay? You don't need to understand this. You don't need to think about this. Just feel the truth behind the words. You are awareness. You are a formless awareness experiencing your thoughts, experiencing your feelings, experiencing your body, experiencing your life. You are a formless awareness you are awareness, what's happened is you've become completely in the grip of thought. You've become lost in the grip of thought. So as you start to move fully into the present moment, becoming alert to the present moment, what you're doing is you're withdrawing yourself from your thoughts and realizing yourself fully, not as your thinking mind, but rather as the one observing it. And awareness is synonymous with peace. Peace is not an emotion. Peace is who you are. You are peace. Emotion means to disturb. That is what the word emotion means. It means to disturb. Emotions are disturbances in your natural state. So I often say, if you picture yourself at a lake, in your natural state, that is who you are. Emotions are the ripples in the lake. What causes the ripples? Your thoughts. Often, most of the time, causes ripples. Okay. Beyond emotion, there is peace. Awareness is synonymous with peace. Awareness is who you are. You are peace. So to find rest from your suffering, and your mind might start to say, I can't enter the present moment because I need to do this first. Or, that's nonsense, my life is meaningless. Right? This is where nihilism and all of these really horrible emotions coming in of meaninglessness and guilt and depression, and there's no point, and all there is suffering, and there's no point in being here, and the world is horrible, and people are horrible, and I'm horrible. It's all thought. I mean that so seriously. They are stories in your mind of how you are interpreting your world. Outside of the thinking mind, things just are. Things just exist. Look at your present moment right now and imagine that you were unable to label it. You couldn't label it as good, you couldn't label it as bad. All you could do was observe it. You could just look. Could you imagine how peaceful your life would be? This is how all other animals live their lives. There's no good or bad. There's just things are. Things just exist. My life isn't worthless. My life just is. Worthless? What's that? Says the dog, says the bird. What's worthless? They can't even comprehend that. Other animals can't even comprehend the suffering that we humans experience. Why? Because they don't have thought, they don't have the thinking mind. Our constantly interpreting the world as either good or bad is caused the majority of human suffering. Beyond good and bad, there is peace. So to step out of suffering, to step out of depression, to step out of fear, comes when you stop listening to the thoughts of your mind. How do you do that? Move awareness away from the thoughts of your mind and onto the present moment, or onto your breath. Feel the natural flow of your breath. As you start to notice the breath coming in, the space between your breath, and then back out again. And then there's another space. Have you noticed that you breathe in? There's space. You breathe out. There's another space. Hold your attention there for a few breaths. And then what you might find, even just for a moment, you weren't thinking. And if you're not thinking, you're not suffering. I'm not saying to just ignore your problems. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to just not think about your problems. What I am saying is to realize you are just thinking about your problems and to learn to tell the difference between the two. Your present moment is all there is. This moment right now is all that there is. As you move into that and recognize it fully without any thoughts and just be here and be here now, what happens is the thoughts of your mind subside and then you are fully present, you are fully alert, and what is happening there is you are just becoming one with your essence as awareness. And awareness is synonymous with peace. So if you are suffering, I want you to know it is my belief. It's okay to disagree. I'm just speaking. I'm just trying to help. Okay, it's okay to disagree. It's my belief. For from years of studying psychology, from years of introspection, and from reading and understanding myself and other people. If you don't know me, I've experienced tremendous amounts of depression in my past, and the reason how I got myself out of it was transcending thoughts. The moment I was able to just stop thinking and just be here, and to just look, just observe, not label my life, but to just be. It's what we call being. Just being. The suffering that's been inflicted by your thoughts dissolves. Now, it might not be that easy at first. That's okay. You might just be awakening. This is a spiritual awakening. It's what it means to awaken out of the thinking mind. It might only just be happening to you. That's fine. Early days, that's fine. At least you know there is a way out. I do not want you to feel like there is no way out of suffering. There is. Presence. Presence is when you are just here. You are just alert. You are just looking, observing the world, not labeling it, not thinking about it, ending the illusion of time, ending the illusion of past and future, and being here now. That's how you give yourself rest from your problems. That's how you give yourself rest from suffering. Because yes, there are problems. Yes, life will challenge you. But in between life's challenges, there is a tremendous amount of opportunity for peace. As you take a sip of your cup of tea in the morning, cup of coffee, as you're walking from your car to your place of work, as you're brushing your teeth in the morning, as you're taking a shower, as you're spending time with family, as you're walking your dog, all of these times are a tremendous opportunity for peace and stillness. The only thing that's stopping you from experiencing that peace, joy and stillness is your thoughts. Your thoughts will start thinking about the day tomorrow. They'll start thinking about things of your past. They'll start creating images of situations that you didn't like or situations that you're not going to like in the future. Bring out worries of your future. You might be okay now, but you might not be in 10 weeks' time. So you've got to think about that. That's what the mind does. That's its job. That's okay. You need to learn how to switch it off. To stop listening to it. It comes through presence. Becoming aware of your present moment. Withdrawing yourself from thoughts. Entering the moment fully. That is the end of suffering. That is how you find peace. That is how you relinquish yourself of the psychological suffering of your life. It is presence, awareness, transcending thought. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. My aim here is to just share this knowledge and to help you to heal. So if it helps just one person, then I'm glad. And I'm going to be posting a lot more about how to heal yourself from suffering through a lot of these teachings that have been lost through years of misunderstandings of all of these spiritual texts and things. I'm bringing now to light the true meaning behind them. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful. Please keep following along and I'll speak to you very soon.